See what else. Alright. That's not fair.
Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish.
Today we'll be taking a look at the first two Xbox Games with Gold titles for September 2018. The titles are Prison Architect and LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars. Let's take a look. Prison Architect is a top-down micromanagement game. It reminds me very much of games like SimCity and Theme Park or Theme Hospital. For some reason, in my play session, which will be linked at the end of this video and in the description below, I jumped straight into the Prison Architect mode and skipped the Prison Stories section. I think it's because it shows a patch version next to the stories, and I thought it was an addition that was shoehorned in later, and I did not really need to play that to get into the integral part of the game and into the nitty-gritty. As such, I really struggled at first to work out how to play the game. I could not figure out why I was not able to get the power to work or how the water system was meant to connect. I fumbled around for around an hour or so, and eventually things started to click and I started to be able to build my first prison and start to micromanage it. Had I not done this and instead started with the prison stories, I would have been told how to do these things within those stories and would have been in a much better situation at the start. I know this now because I tried them afterwards when I was not recording, and I felt like a dope for skipping them in the first place. Sadly, I do not have any footage of that as stated, so I can only show you my fumbling around right now. With that said, your main aim at the start of creating your own prison is to ensure you have at least a holding cell, a canteen and kitchen, water and power. If you can get those things up and running and secure, then you could start to request that inmates are sent to your prison. You do need to have a warden installed, and he must have an office to be able to unlock more and more options for your prison. From there you can manage your prison to make it as large or as small as you like. It is up to you what kind of criminals are sent to your prison, with the higher risk prisoners granting you a larger paycheck for keeping them in your custody. As like in the previous theme park style games I mentioned, your visitors, or in this case prisoners, will have needs that must be fulfilled to maintain order. If you neglect a prisoner's needs for too long, they will become aggravated and cause a fight or possible riot. The game goes very in depth the longer you are able to maintain and run the prison. You will need to figure out how to keep an eye on visitors in case they are smuggling in contraband for the inmates, on top of looking after the inmates' welfare, taking orders from the prison board, managing your staff and much more. It will surely keep you busy and on your toes the longer you play. The game has 31 achievements to collect for your 1000 G. The estimated time required to complete them all is anything from 60 to 80 hours. Overall, I think the game is a very addictive and fun micromanagement game. The prison take on the genre is fresh and lends itself really well to this type of game. If you're a fan of games like SimCity and Theme Park, or have never tried these games out before, then give this one a go and I am sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. I do recommend starting with the stories though and not being a dope like me. This is Games Done Wrongish though, so let's be honest, this was always going to happen at some point. LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars is one of your run-of-the-mill LEGO games. This is not a bad thing. I quite enjoy playing the LEGO games, especially in co-op with my son. As stated in my gameplay video, which will be linked at the end of this video and in the description below, I did not expect this edition to do anything new or surprise me in any way. But I was wrong. The game starts out and plays for the most part like any other LEGO game. You control 2 or more characters on the screen, either in single player or co-op. I was playing in single player for this overview, and as such I had to switch characters with the Y button to do certain combo type moves. For instance, you may need to use Padme to wrangle a beast and then switch to another character to jump on that beast's back and ride it to attack the enemy. Things like that. In co-op this can be achieved much quicker and easier if both players know what to do, that is. It was only after the first mission and once I had unlocked the main hub for the game that I realised there were some different things in this game. Here you can check your progress in regards to completion and collectibles collected, whilst also looking at the star map to choose your next adventure. Nothing new here, however the star map was one of my first surprises. At first I thought I'd never seen this type of thing before in a LEGO game. Here you seem to be able to choose a direction to start in from a choice of 3 missions or chapters in a sort of rotating galaxy. I said I thought I had never seen anything like this before, but then I started to remember back to LEGO Batman 3, and I am sure the same thing was present in that game at some point. Which came first I am unsure, but I had indeed seen it before. What I had not seen before though was the arcade mode. This is a 2-player mode only, so as my family were at work or at school, I had no one to try it out with, and so I am unable to show any footage of that, and I had to look it up online to find out what it was for this overview. It seems like it's a small 1v1 real-time strategy light game, in which you both get to build a small base and fight each other for studs. You both start with 100,000 studs and you battle until one player has no studs left and you have them all. It sounds fun. Also, whilst looking into this, I found out that these small real-time strategy battles are also playable in the game, not 1v1 but as part of the story. I did not find these in my playthrough, but in that case the game has even more that I was not expecting. The last thing I can mention that surprised me in this title, which I do have footage of and will play it out for the remainder of this video, is the rather extensive boss battles. As stated earlier, you can choose on the galaxy map which mission type you want to embark upon next. In this section I chose the hidden enemy mission. I figured there would be a boss battle in the mission, but as with most other LEGO games, I expected to play through a reasonably sized mission and then knock 4 or 5 hearts off a boss at the end to win. This was not the case. This boss battle went on for a very long time, going through many areas of the level, and while it did not really change up the combat I am accustomed to in a LEGO game, it did feel very different to the usual boss battles I would encounter. The game has 48 achievements for your 1000G. The estimated time to complete them all is around 25 to 30 hours. Overall, I went into the game expecting nothing new or innovative from this game, as I have played many LEGO games before. I am now recording this video with a whole different view. This is one of the very few LEGO games I skipped, mainly because I know nothing about the Clone Wars era. I did not see the animated series, and as such, it never appealed to me. Now though, knowing all of the different features and modes hidden in this title, I simply must go back to it very soon and play it all. Let me know if you are doing the same, or if you already played it and how it rates for you in the comments below, and I will see you next time.
If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.